I suppose just a couple of questions before I open up to the members. Is the lack of certification of the private sector timber, is that an issue in our mills acquiring timber from Scotland? Because like the financial implications of this bark beetle getting into our plantations are too horrific to contemplate. And like you talked about the ash dieback there, and we as a committee here have given a lot of attention to the plight of the plantation owners with ash dieback. We would share your disappointment that the financial compensation hasn't come to them, and we have given a serious hearing here on a significant number of occasions. But I just can't understand why we're importing timber, and the fact that you're saying if the bark is taken off it, could the beetle not be in the tree itself, even without the bark being on it, and resurface when they come into the country? Or if the tree is clean of bark, does that mean that you're certain that the beetle isn't in it?
With your permission, Chair, I'll just defer to our National Forestry Chairman, Jason Fleming, on that.
Just on the certification, firstly, it's 70-30, as you know, Chairman. 70% is certified, and us as farmers are not certified. Most of us is 30%. That's where we come in. Look, we're calling for a national certification to be rolled out, but the last, I suppose, 3 or 4 years. But I think the department are working on it. A tried certification at the moment, but it hasn't been rolled out yet. And the sooner that's rolled out, the better. But as for homegrown timber, look, what we're saying here, there's plenty of homegrown timber in this country for the moment to supply the mills. Why this task force has been set up. You mentioned about the debarking and the Scottish side. Look, if it was debarked on the Scottish side and killed and dried, and what that means is you bring the log up to a certain temperature and it's going to kill every pest that's on that log. And we've no problem with that, and that's what we were talking about biosecurity measures. If that log is imported, we've no problem with imports as such. What we're talking about here is it's affecting, if this spruce bark beetle gets into this country, we're good. You know, it's going to be a final nail on the coffin. We've been in here before you this time last year, I suppose, Chairman, and committee, and the mills were here at the same time, and they were promoting 2 mills. Look, it was Glenn's and Murray's that were here, and they were promoting farmers planting. They were supporting us to plant, and what they said on the day is they'd rather use homegrown timber. And what we're saying now, and our President has often mentioned it, is the short-term gain here worth the long-term risk. Right. So what we're saying is there should be a temporary suspension set up, and we should set up a task force and go through the biosecurity measures. The Minister Hackey was at the AGM. We had a discussion during the AGM. The IFA AGM, yes, Tim, yeah, and the IFA AGM, and we had a discussion during the AGM, and I met her after in the lobby of Bluebell, and no, it'd be a simple thing here to set up a task force, get all the relevant bodies around the table, and we'll agree on the biosecurity measures, and we can put our hands on our heart and say we did our best to keep the spruce bark beetle out. But at the moment, we cannot do that. Right. I was in Scotland myself on behalf of the IFA, and look, I see firsthand the damage spruce bark beetle is doing to Scottish plantations. And look, there is pest-free zones, and there's what they're saying about affected areas and unaffected areas. There's a line drawn on the map. One side is affected and the other side isn't. I mean, that's not good enough from our point of view. And where they're loading them over in Scotland as well, they're not taken to the port. They have a floating pier going right onto the ocean, and they're loading it onto the floating pier. So, and what checks that I've seen that's been done over, it's bark beetle boxes is what's being put up, and they're checking them every morning. I mean, that's nowhere suffice for us here in this country to just checking a box in the morning. But look, we have asked the department, have they been in Scotland? I don't think they've been over, and to see what security checks have been done over there. Yeah, look, that's me. Yeah.
But just sorry, Mr. Fleming, it's go back to the certification. If our timber was 100% certified here, would we be able to do without imports?
Geraldine, would you want to come in on that?
I think it's a driver of why they are, Chairman, importing timber, because of the requirement, as Jason Fleming said, that their mills and their chain of custody need 70% certification and 30% non-certified to have that stamp that says it's certified. This is becoming increasingly an issue as more and more volumes of timber are coming from the private sector. And we've seen that now, and we're seeing a huge requirement that the private sector, at the moment, Cuilta are certified, the pension funds are certified, and there are small areas of private forestry certified, but the vast majority of private forests are not certified. So that is definitely a driver for the mills, particularly if at pinch points during the year that they are managing by importing certified timber. So it's definitely contributing to more volumes of timber coming in because of that. There is, as Jason said, a work on the ongoing at the moment following a report that a national certification scheme should be set up. So there is a business plan being developed for that and supported by the department, but it is a huge body of work to get all of forest owners, particularly during at the scale and size of forest owners and private forest owners, to get that certified, because it is a significant increase in requirement and will be very costly in relation to management plans and doing it. But it is something that we need to do and we have to do because our market demands it, but it is definitely contributing to more volumes coming into the country. In relation to your other question on if the bark was removed, obviously that significantly reduces the risk of bark beetle because it is under the bark. Again, you would still need to, it is my understanding, you'd still need to have some biosecurity measures and managing of that, because even in shipments you can see bits of bark around and the bark beetle would be in there, but it would reduce the risk significantly. But you would still need to have surveillance and monitoring and management of it.
Okay.